Let me ask you this. What
Yeah,
is the biggest differences in a military handler and a civilian handler?
it's the mission. Your mission as a canine handler in the military is strictly protect the base, right? Protect your
Uh-huh.
base, and train to be ready to go downrange for whatever it is, right? And every base you go to downrange is totally different what they want you to do as canine handlers. You have people doing search pits all day long, just checking vehicles that come in and out. And then operational, man, you're tasked with everything from concerts to music events to sporting events to private detail stuff. So it just comes down to the mission.
Right.
You have a lot more leeway in the civilian side of what the mission is, military wise.
Is it easier to keep your dog sharper on the military side?
Absolutely, and this is something I'm finding out. Right, being a private contractor, is you have access to all these live aids, live explosives that you can train on regularly, and it's limitless of the resources you can use in the military. As a private contractor, you don't have that. You literally have the kits you can buy online, and
Mm.
it's either if you don't have a training group or a support group to go with out and train, you're stuck by yourself. You're going out planning the aids yourself, and this is what I'm finding is a big downfall in civilian handlers is you where the aids are. Now you're just walking your dog to see what your dog might do versus really not knowing where your hides are and going off that. So
Mhm.
it's a big disconnect right now I'm seeing in the civilian side that I know there's companies out there trying to ramp up to build that bridge where you're not alone, or even like me myself, like starting a detection club out here in Virginia and inviting people who just want to learn it or people already involved and just don't have the access to people critiquing them along these problems or their training problems, right? So that's the biggest disconnect right now from civilian side and military. You have the assets and everything to help you on the civilian side, you're alone.
And being a breeder, we have something like artists would call writer's block or something like that, but we call it kennel blindness. Is there such thing as handler bias, like always training by yourself? Is it hit a wall?
Absolutely. Like you come, people just train by themselves all the time, and they only see one aspect of their training, and that's
Mhm,
through their eyes, right? It's
mhm.
never through somebody else's eyes. Because for me as a trainer, if I plan a problem, I can see your dog's change of behavior from miles away. But you holding the leash won't see it until you're right on top of odor, right? And
Yeah.
that's the biggest thing I always tell people. Like, hey, I have the advantage, but at the same time, I can help you notice that 10
Mhm.
feet before you even hit the problem. So
Right.
having those eyes on the outside looking in is beneficial to everybody doing dog handling on the civilian side. And you need those critiques in your training to be like, oh, this is my gap. Oh, I didn't even notice my dog doing this. Oh, I didn't even notice my dog tail stops wagging when it's in odor, or the little things is what
Mhm.
you pick up on change of behavior and detection.
It's like a coach being able, he got a boxer, he's seeing
Yeah,
things that boxers can't see, and
yes,
vice versa. But
sure.
along in your career, who has been some of the biggest, I say per se, inspiration or some of the best guys in scent work to you?
Man, just with my experience in the military, right? I came from Langley, and Langley was probably a kennel, maybe of 10 people tops. But where I started, the group that was there, I was never able to replace that anywhere I've seen dog training. It was people breaking you down in training as needed, but at the same time, at the end of that finish line, they were there to pick you up and be like, "Hey, brother, like this is what we need to work on. This is what I'm seeing in your dog." So, man, shout out to Jeff Kennedy. He was the one who signed my letter to go to canine school, and he's been a big mentor in my life as far as canine handling. Noah Medor, also one of the trainers there, he was always had my back to this day. And Bob Dia, one of my guys, Richard, he also had my back to one of these days. And these guys have broke me down to the point where like, dang, I don't even know why I'm in this career field. But at the end of the day, they were there to pick me up and make sure that I'm the best version of a dog handler I needed to be. So I think it's the aspect of the military brotherhood in
Yeah.
itself. And then on top of that, being a canine handler is a small group of people worldwide, right? Like there's not too many detection handlers out there. So just even in the dog world in itself, it's a small world. Somebody somewhere doing some breeding, or somebody somewhere doing some detection work or bite work, and it's just so small. So having those people around just lifted me up to be the best version and be able to speak and teach it as well. Like you got people who in the world who believe, hey, this is the way, this is the only way you got to do this. That's not the way it works in the dog world.
No, it doesn't.
From,
You're right.
from obedience training to detection training to bite work training, all roads lead to Rome. And it's just what you want to pick and choose from these people to add in your toolbox for the next dog. Maybe this dog, it's not going to always work for this dog you have, but it may work for the next dog you come across.
It's almost, man, you hit the nail right on the head. It's almost like kung fu.
Yeah,
it's like
man.
martial arts. You got to know some styles, because you never know what you get really good.
Never know what you're going to run into.